That insane victory, it turned a player's career around. In the most intense last-minute battle in Champions League history, those substitute moves flipped the script and became unforgettable moments in football. First up, Simone Zaza in 2016. Italy was facing Germany in the quarterfinals of the 2016 Euros, and the game was again really tight. 1-1 after extra time, and it was going to a penalty shootout to decide it. Once again, the motive was simple for Italy's head coach Antonio Conte. Simone Zaza was one of his best players. Plus, he was part of a group of guys who had already subscribed, so it just made a whole lot of sense to bring him on for the shootout. But looking back at it now, I bet Conte wishes he could take that decision back, because when it got to Zaza's turn, that miss was decisive, knocked Italy out of the Euros and sent them crashing. I don't know, man. It's almost as if subs and penalties in the Euros never end well. Same thing happened in 2021, this time to the English guys in the final England versus Italy. The game was going to a shootout with the scores tied at 1-1 coming into the closing minutes of extra time. Everyone knew this one was heading into a shootout, including England's manager Gareth Southgate. He'd seen his team practice them in training and knew the players he wanted to bring on. And for this purpose, he subbed in Jadon Sancho and Marcus Rashford to get the job done. But it didn't quite go as planned, because when it got to both their turns in the shootout, well, both misses meant England lost the shootout at Wembley to Italy. Sad stuff. Back to the goals now. And in 2018, from off the bench, a certain Swiss Superman had the noisiest stadium in England rocking Xherdan Shaqiri. He was on the bench for Liverpool versus Manchester United in 2018, and with both teams having quality players on each side, the game was open. Liverpool took the lead. United equalized. And from that point on, it became so tight that both managers knew what sub was going to be the difference. Jurgen Klopp acted first by Xherdan Shaqiri, and it's like he'd been waiting for that moment all day, because once he stepped his feet onto that pitch in the second half, there was no stopping him. His brace changed the game for Liverpool. They won it 3-1 and beat United in the Northwest Derby to help push the flight for the league title. Shaqiri is amazing. Cameo also made him a fab favorite at the club. He got even more game time thereafter, which reminds me of the time Wout Weghorst made himself a national hero in the country's biggest game of 2022, the Netherlands versus Argentina, in the World Cup quarterfinal. Wout Weghorst was on the bench for the Dutch from the studs, meaning he had a front row seat to watching Argentina take a 2-0 lead and having a command of the game 78 minutes gone, and Louis van Gaal couldn't watch his team just give up that easy. So he sent on to try to see if he could get a way back into the game, and he responded with a cameo performance that was so crazy it even had the GOAT stump. Scored in the 83rd minute and deep into stoppage time to take the game to extra time. They coasted the damage. Messi was even so pissed he refused to shake the guy at full time. Damn, watching that Wout Weghorst cameo reminds me of a certain Uruguayan who, against the odds,